I was talking to an investment analyst the other day who was concerned about what the future meant for his job given the prevalence of AI. Spoiler alert, his job is going to be very impacted. The question is, how long is it going to take? And under what situations is he going to be able to actually improve his market value? This led to a conversation of what it's going to mean for all sorts of jobs, because this is a conversation everybody's having, not only behind closed doors, but pretty openly on the internet at this point. When and how is my job going to be impacted? So just for fun, we spent 15 minutes on Claude Code and we launched Will My Job Last? It took 15 minutes, including buying the web domain, to build and launch this, which is a whole other point about how easy it is to launch things nowadays. The whole site was built with Claude Code. There is a slight ramp up if you don't know how to use Claude Code. It's a fairly simple site, and you can go in and clearly just type in your job title or what you do for a living, and it will come up with an estimate. At Claude's suggestion, we actually pre-cached a number of different jobs. So if you're a nurse, you can just go and you can see nurse is a relatively safe job to be in, even under a 7-year time frame. It gives you what skills might be automated. It gives you which skills you might want to learn. Now I'm just real curious about lawyers. That's good. We're all going to be saving on our legal bills soon, hopefully. So I think what this was meant to do was really just give ourselves a much needed reference point to type in and say, okay, what jobs are going to be impacted? The amazing thing is not only the simplicity with which it was built, but the constant recommendations that come from Claude during and after the process. Even in the 15 minutes that we were working, we iterated on the logic behind the ratings. And we stopped after our time frame, but the last few things that Claude was asking us was whether we wanted to incorporate any real world studies from groups like McKinsey or any other public information to make the algorithm better. We started out with a germ of an idea. Simply by typing a few prompts, we were able to build it. It is there to answer a question that comes up constantly in everyday conversation around AI. I don't want to say it's self-improving, but it's giving ideas on how to make itself better. And that's what's exciting, is you're in this world now where, yes, there might be implications for every single job, almost certainly, but you're also in a world where you can get anything done. It's just a matter of having the germ of an idea and having a little bit of knowledge to be able to go execute. There's an inevitability about how much jobs will be impacted. I'm actually, in the short term, more on the fewer jobs are going to be impacted side of the equation. I'm not overly concerned in a 1 or 2 year time frame, because the implementation of AI, the questions around it, the learning and the hallucination are all real. But in a 5 to 7 year time frame, the displacement is going to be meaningful. If you are anywhere in the range of starting to work with kids in school or mid-career, you almost have an obligation to your future self to start playing with this. One of the ideas that Claude actually had, which we didn't want to spend the extra 3 minutes implementing yet, was depending on what career you type in, it gives you resources for what you can do to improve your likelihood. There are ways to do this. There are ways to knock out your own version of this that's just for your own career, and you can knock out your own training programs. But it's imperative that you go and do something. If you enjoy content like this, or learning about the future of AI and how it will impact you or your business, please follow our podcast at Applied Intelligence on YouTube, on Spotify, on TikTok. Follow us everywhere you like to watch content.